Coming up on this episode of Solution-Based Communities presents the Get Together. Role models.
Anybody that was, from the projects or anything like that, we looked up to, the drug dealers. They were our role models.
Sir.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were the ones with the big chains. They were the ones who had the cars. They're the ones that we wanted the police to be like.
My grandmother took care of 14 motherfuckers in the house, dog. And a lot of us, I felt like, was young. If it was anybody who was a role model, it was her. That's why I hustled.
My parents, they didn't teach me that. My dad worked 24/7. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. I mean, we struggled my whole childhood. Even I was homeless at one point in time.
When I thought about having a child, I made sure that I try to put the best things forward in myself to make sure that my son has a role model right in his face, because I didn't have that.
Is there a right role model and is there a wrong role model?
You know what I'm saying? We got an MC session right here.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Star can drop a 16 if you want to,
I don't even know what a 16 is no more.
Hey, man, you retired, bro?
I could finesse a one. He
probably outgrew the 16. You ever heard that joint with Rick Ross and 3000, 16 ain't enough?
16 ain't enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the track right there.
Yeah, that's the joint. So he outgrew the 16.
Nah, I ain't outgrow it. What it is I fell off. You feel me? Like, when you fall off.
How you fall off?
Because to me, hip hop is a competitive sport. And if you don't got nobody to go up against,
it's a muscle.
It's a muscle. If you don't got nobody to go against on a regular basis, then you kind of fall off. It's like wearing skinny jeans was never in the plans in 1990. Now you kind of in them skinny jeans a little bit. Everybody kind of.
Yo, man, you was on some Teddy Riley shit. Yo, you was a jam. Whoa, jam.
My technical dude down there. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, okay.
That's all him, brother.
Okay, sure.
That's crazy. I just said the same thing to King yesterday while we was on the phone. Like, bro, you my tech guy.
Yeah, right.
You might be saying the same shit everybody else say, but for some odd reason, I gotta go through you to get it.
Right.
It ain't till he confirm it that I move forward. I'm sorry.
Word up.
I be talking to the Geek Squad like, hold on, bro. Let me talk to my cousin first. Let me see.
That's funny.
He said 1.6 gigs. I'm sorry.
Right now we gotta do some introductions, man, because we got some very, very strong brothers on cam right now, you know what I'm saying, online with us, and two of these brothers they're two brothers that are very, very dear and close to me for a large portion of my life, you know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that I take the time to bring them on the right way, you know what I'm saying? This first brother that I got has been my man since, I don't know when we started getting down, back in Whitehall maybe, you know what I'm saying, running around with his little cousins back in the day, the little bad naughty head, you know what I'm saying, running around, this has been my man for years, man, you know what I'm saying, we was down, we started rapping together, man, we was doing so much back in the day, I credit this man with keeping my edge alive. You know what I'm saying? Because I was kind of cocky back in the day when I was an MC. You know what I'm saying? But I also spent a lot of time in the suburbs. After I got out the hood at a real young age. You know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of time in the suburbs. But this brother came along with a way that he just, he made me understand the need for the edge, the need for the zeal, and to keep that part alive. And you know what I'm saying? This is my brother Andrew Steezo Banks, you know what I'm saying? Brother, I appreciate you so much for coming on. He's the CEO of We Stay Busy Media Photography, the founder of New Life Essence. He got a background in media, marketing, sales. He's a serial entrepreneur. He got a passion for speaking on economic growth, self-love topics. He got a passion for debating too. Even
when I'm wrong.
So we go back at it, man.
We edit on here, so fuck that. I'm not trying to hear all that bullshit.
But
you edit your shit right out. Fuck all that intelligent shit. We don't want to hear that intellectual shit, right?
Well, this is my man,
peace,
though.
Brother.
This is my man. So
appreciate y'all.
What's up, brother?
Yeah. Good to have you, man.
Appreciate y'all for having me, man. For real. Like, full circle is how I look at this right here. This situation coming full circle from, like you said, my brother just knowing each other since young. You know what I mean? Then we double back for something like this. Like, this is what I'm for.
All right, this brother right here. This is my partner. This is the man that I went in with to build the empire with. You know what I'm saying? So this is the ice in the drink. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it don't work without the ice in the drink, man. That's all you got is hot liquid, brother. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep it cold, man. You gotta stay chill with it. This is my brother Cross. This is the co-CEO of Deck Entertainment, man. Me and him built this thing. You know what I'm saying? So Cross is always the mouthpiece, man. I was the talent behind the scenes type of dude, but he was the man that made the moves. He was the dude with the ear to the streets. He's the one that knew every which way to go with the stuff that I brought to him. You know what I'm saying? So together, me and him, you know what I'm saying, we just made beautiful, beautiful things together, man. So I appreciate him for coming on. I appreciate your life. I appreciate your friendship, man, your brotherhood and your love. And thank you for coming on, man. What's good with you, son?
Oh man, ain't nothing, man. Like, I appreciate you. I appreciate my man Steezo. What's up, brother? And I can't never forget my man Herb. Like, you know what I mean? This, like Steezo said, this is full circle. Like, you only understand, man, like coming from New York and moving down here. Like, I met each one of you individuals, you know what I'm saying, at different times of my life, man. And it's great to sit here with you, you know what I'm saying, right now and have great conversations. Because like I said, it ain't like I don't know either one of y'all or none of y'all. Like, we're all in this together, man. Like, I've seen a lot of growth in all of y'all, and you guys have seen growth in me. So, thanks for having me, man.
Me and King host the show, right? Well, we got a man's, right? That we adopted this motherfucker. You know what I mean? And we bring him on. No, this is real shit. This is real talk, right? We bring him on because he said, first of all, our first episode of this particular series, you know what I mean, to get together. Our first episode was done with him, and we were talking about him and his aspirations of being a podcaster, right? And we were just walking him through it, and we was telling him, like, yo, we here 100%. Like, we really here for you. We gonna really look out for you. So we decided to bring him on periodically, man, as our special co-host. I want, and we'll get into his nickname in a minute, but you know what I mean? I wanna go ahead and introduce my man's, right? This is my man's. I think we go back to school, you know what I mean, to school days and shit. It's my real homie, man, from the streets, from the schoolyard and all the other shit, man. My man Joe iPhone Langston. You know what I mean? Now we're gonna go into the iPhone in a second, you know what I mean? Because he got to see this. This is, man. Should we go into this shit, King, real quick?
Man. Go on, do it real quick, man.
All right.
We chilling. Go on.
So Joe gets on, and one of the questions in the show was, why do you aspire to be a podcaster? This motherfucker went into a whole, like, he said, yeah, because I had an iPhone. I said, yo, what the fuck is you talking about?
Oh, it was the iPhone, man.
Dog,
listen.
Dog, listen. King trying to bail the boy out, right? And I'm sitting here like, yo, what the fuck is you talking about, man? Yo, I'm in tears. I'm in tears. I'm all over the screen crying. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is he said iPhone and an Android? And I'm like, dog, what does that have to do with being a podcast? But King brought it home like he usually do. King always. I don't know how the fuck you make sense out of that, but King brought it home. Anyway,
Coach Henry.
My man Joe iPhone Langston is in the building.
What's
He's our co-host.
What's up, brother?
What's going on?
What's good?
Yeah. Tell him about the iPhone, Joe. Go ahead.
Nah, it's just the whole thing with the Android, man.
Yo, you see how he did it, though? He mean it. He was ready for this. He was ready for this.
Nah, it's just like I told you. I switched phones.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to work an iPhone. Yeah. And it was this app on there that said podcast. And I just fell in love with it ever since, man, when I found out what it was.
Okay, what's the name of the app?
But the story, like I said,
it's actually called podcast.
It's called podcast.
Yeah, it's called podcast app.
Oh, okay, like on my MacBook.
Yeah.
There you go. See what I mean? It was right on there. That's what I was trying to say. Like I always been an Android guy, and then
but you was running that shit.
Yeah,
you was running that shit long as hell,
brother.
dog. You took me to the joint. Yo, I went to the store. I pulled the money out my pocket, and I bought an iPhone. And I see, yo, man, what the fuck is you talking? But anyway, man, peace, Joe. It's really, really, really
peace,
good.
Joe.
All right,
I got a question. I got a question to my brother Cross, man.
What's up, brother?
How was year one of being a father, man?
Ooh, that part.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Congratulations on year one, baby.
I appreciate it, man. It's a wonderful feeling, man. You know, like from all these years, you know what I mean, of not having, you know what I mean, a child, and you know, just watching her grow, man, watching her do different things, watch her start to talk, walk, run. You know what I'm saying? Want to repeat everything. And then the fact that, you know, she's starting to get certain words out, she get frustrated. So I see the parts of me in her that's like, I ain't got time for this. So she gets and pointing the fingers, and I'm just like, yo, let's calm down, right? I know those feelings, man, but it's a wonderful feeling, man. Like it's something I didn't even think it was going to be, you know, as wonderful as it is, man. So I'm blessed and happy I got it.
Yeah, it's a blessing, man.
Like, first of all, congratulations, Cross, man, and
thank you, brother.
It definitely been a raw road. I mean, we ain't gonna touch on nothing. You know what I mean? Nothing. You know what I mean? But it definitely been a long road for all of us. You know what I mean? We have relationships that go beyond. Actually, you the reason why I even know King. You know what I mean? People don't even know that part. You know what I mean? For all the listeners. Cross is my man, and he's the reason why me and King even linked up and knew each other. So,
100%.
As far as that's concerned, I feel you with the fatherhood situation, man, and raising these kids it's a little difficult because you see a lot of you in them, and then it's like you want to snatch some of you out of them.
Out of it,
That part.
Yeah, like not that one, man. Come on, yo.
Yo, you ain't supposed to do that. Like you getting mad and slamming shit. Like no, not that part. No. I remember that. Yo, I showed her that shit. Like, you supposed to close the door when we talk about shit like this.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, hey, yo, I would like to, on some real estate, Andrew, you a father?
5 times.
5 times.
6 in the oven.
Oh man, God bless you, brother.
Oh man, congratulations, man.
Did I just say that?
Yeah, you said that, bro. You let that out.
Oh, snap.
Hey, congratulations, brother.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
I mean, you know, hit me on the jack. Let me know if I gotta edit that out. But congratulations.
Yo, it's a new technology. Man, I'm telling you, it's a new technology that I've been using lately, man. Birth control, I do that regularly.
So tell me about this birth control thing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it controls birth. I tell you that.
There you go.
Brother King, you got a baby, right?
Yes, sir. LJ, little me right here, man. Little LJ. You know what I'm saying? My young King, 8 years old, boy, man. True. And he was a premature also, you know. That was I think I jumped up and punched the ceiling when I was in the sonogram room, or you know, in the room when they was telling me that it was a boy. I was like straight up Ryu Kim Jong.
Why we be acting like that over boys?
Because I'm like,
that's what we want. We always want a boy. I don't know what man said he want a girl.
I did.
You don't.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you want it.
Man,
hey, Joe. There you go, another thing. First the iPhone, Joe. And now this shit. What man want a girl? Man want a girl? They just off the chain. Like when you gotta understand, I got I got a 23-year-old. 23-year-old.
Right.
And a 14-year-old girl. 23-year-old and a 14-year-old. Both of them girls. I don't like them. I don't like them. I'm gonna tell you, I don't like them. They raise my blood pressure.
Oh man.
My heart rate go off the Richter scale.
That's true.
Oh my God. And they got
girls
my heart.
Test you,
it's
man.
just whatever you need, just get the fuck out of my face. Whatever you need, take this shit and leave me all the way alone.
I absolutely adore my daughters, dog. Like you understand.
I mean, I gotta say it.
Oh, I adore my daughters too, but I don't like them.
Shit.
I just don't like them.
I don't like them.
Nah,
I'm gonna tell you, they gonna drive me to an early grave, man. You know, I went around the room like this, man, and talked about the fatherhood, and I really, you know, I appreciate us bringing the beat back, man, because I wanted to. This segment is basically about role models. It's about role models, and it's about, you know, just what we feel about role models as men. What we feel about role models. I mean, what we look at to be role models and all of the above. So, King, you did the Googles?
You know I did the Googles.
All right, true. There's formal definitions of role model. And I really want to get them out the way real quick. I want to talk about them and really process them from the real world. And this is what this community is about. This solution-based community is about, is getting to our definitions and our, you know, solutions, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So, Kay, what you get, man, when you did your Googles, bro?
It's basically the most straightforward one that kind of checks everything off the list is a person whose behavior, example, or success is or can be emulated by others, especially by young people.
Can you repeat that one more time?
A person whose behavior, example, or success is or can be emulated by others, especially by younger people. So there's a lot of different, you know, that you go through, you know, thesaurus, or you go through like, you know, Merriam-Webster, regular dictionary, or Cambridge, you'll find different ways that they say basically that same thing. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much what it is. It's a person that can be emulated.
And they can be emulated.
Right. Especially by younger people. You know, that's typically the case. But obviously, you don't have to be a younger person to have a role model.
I was gonna say that.
You know what I'm saying? You don't got
the white people way, then you got the black people way of explaining shit.
Hey yo, I like the way you put that. I would like to have you elaborate on that though. You know what I mean? I do like the way you put it.
As far as the white people way and the black people way?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect white people because
no. Listen, man, you don't need no fucking disclaimers on here, man. We don't need to do all that. We don't need no disclaimers on here.
True. I have I have family members who are 100% Irish with red hair, bro. Grandfather, and you can look at my cousins; they yellow as a motherfucker for that reason. So I say that. I always say that just because people think that is this on some. I don't like white people, but it's not that. People in my family actually. I had a unique opportunity to see multiple sides of shit. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So that's why I say that. It's like white people way of saying shit versus black people way of saying shit. And what he just said was the very quote unquote articulate way of expressing what a role model is. When we all know that there's a man right now who was in jail for 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And there's a person who was on the street who only 25 years old. He probably a multi-millionaire, got 5 businesses. He know everything about social media marketing and everything else. And this 45-year-old man who come out of jail, you telling me that this man can't be a role model? This 25-year-old can't be a role model to him?
Right.
Because of what Webster's dictionary's definition of it is?
Well, this is what this is all about. Is putting things in perspective for us. What I'm going to say is there is an experience that separates the two definitions. Okay? There's a underserved experience and there's a privileged experience.
That's a fact.
Okay.
So
I get that.
So yeah, although there are some white people who are underserved, right? They still have more potential to be served or to be privileged than I. There's a privileged perspective and there's an underserved perspective. And that's your black and white that you were talking about, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now, hey, you still got your Googles up, King?
Of course.
Can you break down what role is?
The one that looks relevant in the situation right now, because there's a couple of them, is proper or customary function, as in the teacher's role in a society.
Okay. Proper in what?
Proper or customary function.
Okay, proper or customary function. Now, when I talk about, when you say proper and customary function, I think about survival.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have this proper and customary function of surviving, and I aspire to survive, right? And I look towards you as someone who models this role. You understand what I'm saying? Someone who's modeling this particular role. You are a role model, whether right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Truth.
Facts.
Right? Or no? Yes?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
That's right.
Agreed.
All right,
Absolutely.
true. So, all right. That leads me to ask this particular question, man. Is there a right role model and is there a wrong role model?
Go ahead, King.
Now, I was just going to say that depends on the outcome that you seek.
Right.
True.
You know?
Or the perspective and or what you actually do based on what you learn from the role model.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
what I was going to say.
You could grow up in gangland America, wherever, and not do exactly what the gang members do. You might just take from them. Well, I'm saying you might take from them like a Nipsey Hussle, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was a hustler, a gangster, but he was also a teacher, a motivator. If you was around him 24/7 and the only thing you thought to do was shoot people and sell drugs, you see what I'm saying? Like that's what you seek. But there's other people who sat right next to him and soaked in the game. You feel me? Like
exactly.
You can soak in the game. So like in other words, you can't tell me what my role model is supposed to look like. Basically, that's what it boils down to.
Right.
Like what you want your role model to look like, fine, great. But what I want my role model to look like is this right here. And with that being said, what I take from and what I do based on what I learned from that individual tells the true story. That's why it's such a vague question, in my opinion.
But especially when
so what's our I really want to know what's our definition of a role model. Like, what's our particular definition?
That's a good question.
That's kind of a deep question, because like he said, I grew up in New York. You know what I mean? I was outside late 80s, early 90s. So anybody that was, from the projects or anything like that, we looked up to, the drug dealers. They were our role models.
Sir.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They were the ones with the big chains. They were the ones who had the cars. They're the ones that we wanted to be like, because regardless of the fact that if my mom worked and my dad worked, you know what I mean? My dad at that time was a truck driver for Nabisco. You know what I mean? My mom was a school teacher. Although that, to society, they should have been my role models. What my role models was, because what I saw attracted me, what attracted me to my role models was the glitter, the glam. It's just like these kids when they looking at these rappers, you know what I mean? They're looking at these videos. That's what they're attracted to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's where the individualism of each one of us comes in. because, you know, at the same time that I'm looking at, you know, my mom, my dad working, and my cousin looking at them as they're like role models for my cousin. I got these other dudes who I'm out going outside to go to the store for, or things of that nature, that are my role models. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what we would have want, like, you know, like Steve said, what we want our role model to be is based on an individual, because we're all going to be different people and have different likes for what, you know, the world is providing for us at this time.
It's because it's not fair. It's not fair to this really like generalize that question anyway, because it's like me and Cross.
So wait a minute. You're saying that I'm asking an unfair question.
It's not fair to generalize the question.
Okay.
Like our answer,
I agree.
For us to answer it in just a generalized way. Like I can't answer for Cross because if he and I grew up in the same project,
that's why I asked for individuals. Like
it's true. And the problem with me is myself personally, I don't know if I even really had a role model growing up, bro. True. Like as far as like young enough to give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like my cousins, they was too in and out the house. And when they was in the house, they was B-boys, break dancers. They was in there like spinning on the floor with the big speakers in the kitchen type shit. Like they was showing some, like, I was impressed. Like that may be why I led to hip hop and music later down the road, but I didn't dance. You know what I mean? I think I could rock right now, but I'm 50 and I'm really not good.
I mean, it's still part of the arts though. I mean, you adopted the arts from them, right?
That's why I believe so. I believe so. You know what I mean? But it was just that small little, like, it was small periods in time because there was literally nothing, like it was so impoverished in my home in East Camden that shit was just something that stood out, is what I'm saying. My grandmother took care of 14 motherfuckers in the house, dog. And a lot of us I felt like was young. If it was anybody who was a role model, it was her. That's why I hustled. But them, I was attracted to the excitement, the fact that they wore the little earrings or whatever, and they had cool little clique, a little crew, you know, off of 32nd Street, 29th Street, posse niggas, that type of shit. Yeah. But when you say role model, that's why I don't, under that age, like 14, 15, like before I met like King and people like that, when I was in a foster home, when I was younger, before I met those type of individuals, your question I would have never been able to answer because I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. My dad ain't around, mom on drugs, grandma run the house. I don't know what the fuck a role model is supposed to look like. We too busy throwing rocks at windows and running from the police at 8. My first criminal charge was at 8 years old.
Sometimes we, all right, before we learn what the formal word is, we have one. Like, we'll unconsciously follow, you know, somebody who's exhibiting a role that we aspire to be in.
True.
You understand what I'm saying to you? So I understand what you're saying, and I feel you, and we from the same spot, bro. Me and you from the same place. When I'm a kid growing up in this impoverished neighborhood, right? And daddy ain't around, and I talked briefly during the last segment or the last episode about me being fathered by the absolute, like by the street. And when you're doing that, you so helter-skelter that you don't even know who your role models are, but you do have them. Right, you understand? Right. Your role model is the one who can actually make things get done, like provide you with the next meal or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you aspire to be at that particular time, these are your role models and what's realistic to you. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't realistic to me to be this Fortune 500 CEO because that shit wasn't next door, wasn't in front of me, wasn't around me. It wasn't even on my television because we didn't have those channels. You understand what I'm saying to you? Right. And Color Time was out, so we was renting the fucking TV that we owned. You know what I'm saying? Or that we had. I said we was renting that we owned. No, we didn't own shit. We was renting the TV that we had. You know what I mean? And that leads us on to the next question. Did we and do we have role models?
I do now.
I do.
Okay, you do now.
Yeah. I do now.
Yeah. All right.
Because I seek that. You know what I mean? Like, and we are, I mean, more so we call them mentors, really, but it's really like role models. It's really like the same thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like mentors, coaches, role models. And I feel like I'm a role model myself at this point in time. You feel me? But it took for me to go through all of what I went through. I say things about my life that people still be like, "Dad, you said that shit?" But like, yeah, I thought everybody talked like that. I didn't know that there was like foreign a thing to just be so blunt and so upfront sometimes. You know what I mean? Like it's things that I'll say and social environments, you be like, this bro did really just say that? Like, I said that. You feel me? And that's why I view myself as a role model, because when I was young, I didn't have a voice. And that was my perspective, my perception. I didn't have a voice because I was around grandma. Don't say nothing, don't talk. It's raining, go hide in the closet. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It was just weird shit when we was young. You feel me? And then I get older, you know, and one of my biggest pet peeves, I should say, is my children not speaking. I want you to be rambunctious. I want you to be loud. I want you to be boisterous. I want you to be in my face. I want you to ask me 1,000 questions. I want you to get on my nerves. Because I know you about to be great. You about to be great. You're going to be great because you're going to soak up knowledge that I was too afraid to soak up when I was young. You know what I mean? And that's why I know I'm a role model, because that's the type of things I know I only teach to my children, but I introduce to adults my age to introduce to their children, and how to step back and stop parenting like a soldier and learn how to build with kids and build with their human. They're about to be their own person. So I know I'm a role model. I know for a fact that I'm a role model, and a great one at that.
Sure. I just think that, you know what I mean, like you and me, like, you know, I always wanted my kids to have more than what I had, because I know I had very little coming up. And just like you said, having a role model, like you said, I didn't know whether I had one or I didn't have one. I looked up to like everybody that was basically out there in the street, because that's all I had to. Like, you know, back in my time, you know, parents, like, you know, kids were supposed to be seen, not heard. You know, if parents talking, get out the room. You know what I mean? They got company, go out the house. You know, 12 o'clock, I had to leave the house. I had to be on these steps before the street lights came on. You know what I mean? And, you know, it was just that type of feel. And it was like, when you go in the house, if they having company, you in your room. You know what I mean? And, you know, parents, they didn't really, I haven't, like now, like me being 40, I'm learning now, as like I say with my kids, play like that. Because it's like, my parents, they didn't teach me that. My dad worked 24/7. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. And, you know, really, what did they teach you? They didn't teach me nothing. I mean, we struggled my whole childhood. You know what I mean? Like, even I was homeless at one point in time. You know what I mean? So it was like, you know, looking up to people out there on the streets that was getting it, even though pretty much they knew that, you know, they kind of sheltered me, kept me out of trouble, gave me what I wanted. But really, you know what I'm saying, I learned more from being out there than from my own people in my own house. So it's like, now that I got kids, like I teach my daughter's 17. She only had one boyfriend from the whole time, and I intimidated that dude so bad, that dude didn't last long at all. And that's just because I know how I was. You know what I mean? So I know the type of dude I want my daughter to be around, but also I'm overprotective when it comes to her. You know what I mean? So even with that, it's like I want my kids to have way better than what. So hopefully, in my eyes, my daughter, I'm her role model. I can say that.
I know for me, when you break down like the idea of what the role model is, that whole part of emulate, you know, it speaks to me, because
now what you mean by emulate? What does this
emulate
mean?
means to copy, basically, like, you know, to utilize what it is that they're doing and doing it for yourself. That, in the essence of being a role model, for me, I have tons of role models. You know, all of y'all on here are role models for me, because I've taken things from you guys and utilized them to better myself, to improve myself, to change the things in the ways that I do things. So I have role models everywhere. The reason I did that was because of the way I was brought up. You know, my mother was a special person. You know, she was one of the most caring, one of the most loving, strong women I've ever known. You know what I'm saying? She's a special individual, but she was not a man. You know, so there are things that I did not get because the person that was in the house, him and I did not get along. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate him now. I have a different appreciation for him as a man, knowing that he came and he provided a roof over my head, food on the table, things like that. But this was not somebody that I chose to emulate. I looked at that as, that's not the way to do things. So let me find out where else I can get that from. I went to the outlet that I always had, which was music, TV, entertainment stuff. So I looked at those things as, oh, that's how a father's supposed to be. That's how I should be when I act certain ways. That's how I should react when things come my way. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was, when I thought about having a child, I made sure that I try to put the best things forward in myself to make sure that my son has a role model right in his face.
Okay.
So that way he sees what it is I feel like he needs to see to grow up, because I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? So he don't got to go out looking for anything else. He can come to me, you know.
Yeah, right.
I can be the role model for him as long as he trusts me. You know what I'm saying?
True. I had family members, man, that had great intentions, and at the time, and the thing is that I didn't aspire to be like them at all. Like, I didn't aspire to be like them, and I didn't see myself being like them, because my reality was totally different than theirs was, you know, at that particular time. So I say that to say this. Although I had role models in front of me, right? Quote unquote, role models in front of me, I didn't choose them. I chose somebody else. I chose something else. You know what I mean? Now my mom's, I will tell my mom, give you my credit to my mom's. My mom's, yeah, she was not a father. She did not teach me how to be a man. She did not teach me how to piss and shake my shit off and all of the above. But my mom taught me one important thing that I live by today and that I'm known by today. My mom taught me how to love.
True. That's what moms do.
Like, truly love unconditionally.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so I say that I go back to what I was saying earlier, and that I didn't choose those role models in front of me. You know what I mean? I chose other role models that I wanted to look up to, people that I aspired to be like, not because I just thought that was the way to go, it's because I thought that was probably the only way for me to go.
Absolutely.
So that's a great segue to this next question, man. Are we approving of athletes, rappers, hip hop artists, you know, these popular people? Are we approving of them being role models because they do model a role, and they model a significant role to where our children really watch them, they're entertained by them, and they emulate them? I know my son does the crossover and shoots the jump shot. You know what I mean? He does, even though he's raised in the suburbs, you know what I mean? He has slang. You know what I mean? I even had to stop him from saying a few things. I'm like, the fuck you know about what's going on, boy? Don't you ever let me hear you say that shit again. You know what I mean? So, like, what do we think about this? What do we think about athletes and hip hop artists being viewed as role models?
If we go back to Google King Express, and he Googled the word role, right? The one word that stuck out me in that whole thing, and it's been on my mind the whole time, is customary. So when we look, when I say that word, and I'm saying that from the word role, it became customary that rappers, entertainers, actors, you know, comedians became role models for some kids out there. You understand what I'm saying? Can we stop? Do we approve of the role models that some of these actors are, or some of these athletes are? No. Do I want my daughter, if she play a sport, to act like Antonio Brown? Absolutely not. But if she gears herself towards some type of athlete that goes, you know, way off to the left, that I see, that's where I feel like parenting comes in. Like, it's okay if you like the way Antonio Brown practices, from what you hear, if you like the way he plays the game, I'm cool with that. If you want to emulate this man to a certain degree, whether it is a rapper, you know, whoever it is, I then, as a parent, have to step in and say, okay, you're emulating this person and you want that person to play a role in your life and be something you look up to. All right, I'm not going to stop that, because if I try to push you away to something else, you're only going to come back to that. You're a kid. You're going to be rebellious back to that same thing. So that's where I came in as a parent and say, cool, these are the good things that I see. Here's the things that concern me. So let's talk about those things. Let's have conversations and say, okay, cool. You know, I want you to have this work ethic. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. But what I don't want, or what I would rather not see you do, is have these type of antics, and then work on that dialogue and that communication to build from the things that are least attractive to me in this particular person that they, you know, seem to be drawn to, and try to work that through so that way they're not going down the same path or giving me the same antics as this individual person is doing.
Okay.
So you take like, I look at it as a parent, you know, I'm responsible for the beginning of my child's morality. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the things
now, wait a minute. I'm sorry, King. Please. Now, you said the beginning of your child's morality.
Correct.
Meaning that what they, like, what are you saying? You saying meaning like
his ideas of right and wrong, good and bad, are going to start with me, with what I teach him from the time he's, you know, coming out the womb till the time I set him out on the world. You know, I'm responsible for the beginning of that. So when I look at that, I don't want to, because I'm an advocate of you know, self-improvement all the time, and you know, trying to add as many tools to your belt as you can. I don't think that it's wise to turn knowledge away from any source. You know, you can always take something from somewhere, but you have to be able to balance that. So what I look at it as with my son, what I've done is I try to build his morality and allow him to understand what I see as good and bad, and allow him to explore that himself. So that way, when he gets out there, he can make choices, informed choices based on the morality that I've given him. You know what I'm saying? And I try to do that, you know, God, right and wrong, lessons, you know, humility, access, honesty. You know what I'm saying? I try to give him all of that so that way he knows, listen, I got a question, you know, I can go to dad. Something goes wrong, I can go to dad. It ain't, oh, I gotta hide this from dad. You know, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the parent where, you know, if he get in trouble, it ain't, man, I'm gonna be in trouble for my dad. This year I gotta call my dad.
Right. Sure.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I try to be as open and honest as possible, King.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, you know, I get on the point where I forget when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I had a lot of positive role models around me.
True.
You know what I mean? When I stepped out that door, it was a whole different situation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And as a clinician, I understand that the prefrontal lobe of a child is not fully developed. The right and wrong, you know what I mean? You that right and wrong, you know what I mean? That's just a role. That's just a template that we create when we're a child. It doesn't morally sit, like you said. It doesn't sit in the actual heart, in the actual. Now I'm not talking about this heart. I'm talking about the heart. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. If you say to a kid like, "Yo, why you doing that?" 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, it's just the right thing to do. Or my dad told me, or my mom told me, or whatever. These are the things you talking about, King. But on some real shit, it ain't till we grow up, we can say, I say, yo, why you doing that? Oh, I eat with my you know, because this and that and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? We can break down why we do what we do. The thing is that with children, it's like, I do this because this is the way. I get in trouble if I do it another way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then when we started, when the kids started to say, oh, I get in trouble if I do it another way, if daddy see it, or if mommy see it, or if the authority see it.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying to you? So the outside world becomes a role model whether you like it or not.
You can't fight it. You can't fight it.
That's the point. And that's what I was gonna say, real talk, like I don't mind, and I'm trying to tread this lightly because it's things
Nah, go in.
No, it's a thin line between saying I mind and I don't mind. I do not mind if the outside world role model for my son or my daughter or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, my whole thing is my belief in my spirituality. I believe that our grandparents were born. I mean, we were born from our grandparents and parents so that they could die and we could carry on the legacy. That means this world is ours. When they birthed us, this world was ours. There was you can't take that back. I know as much as I want to try to mold you and Mr. Potato Head you into being me and wear sneakers like me and put a belt on like me and shoot the shot like me and chase girls like that.
That's
not. So what's going to really happen, and I just had a conversation with my daughter not even 48 hours ago. What's really going to happen is the streets are going to raise you.
Yes.
Because Nas said something that has resonated with my life for years. He said, "You're going to be older way longer than you're going to be younger." And I was like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And I was like, "You're going to be older way longer." And all this time, we like, "We'll kick you out of the house. You're an adult. You 18. You da-da-da-da-da. Nigga, you ain't shit."
Right.
My grandmother lived to be over 100. Her mom 100 all the way down the line. My bloodline lived stupid long.
She was older, way longer than she was younger, dog.
Stupid long. Yep. You feel me? So all this, don't smoke weed. Weed is illegal. That's the white man's version of what right and wrong is. Again, I'm trying to tell her your life to what society is saying I should try to tell her your life to. And it's kind of not fair because whenever they want to flip the switch on the right and the wrong, now I got to adjust. I gotta adjust to try to now. Okay, it's like kind of legal, but it's still not right. But well, they said it was for the healing of the nations. Is it right or wrong? Is it? So what I'm saying is the world is going to raise your children. What Cross said made so much sense as well as King. But what Cross said made so much sense. It's like I gotta teach some things in the house morally and so conceptual perspectively, so on and so forth, that I'm gonna have to instill in you. So when you go out there to choose the red or the blue pill, you know which one is the right one to choose. You know what I'm saying? So the whole Antonio Brown analogy, which I agree with part and I agree with another parts I kind of don't a little bit. It's like I'm not no fucking athlete. I don't resonate with athlete. You want to talk about being a hip hop nigga? I could be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You know, try to be a little bit more J. Cole and Kendrick than you are a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know that shit. I don't know what go on in the locker room. I don't know what. So the things that I'm teaching them is like he said, I gotta Cross the King said, I gotta focus on those morals, that moral shit home. It's not about if you run to Antonio Brown because you know that motherfucker got a 45-foot vertical. I damn sure don't, and I don't know how to get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you to go to YouTube University to figure everything out. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I would be a fool to say I don't believe in outside role models when King was my role model at 19. I started my own little record label when I was like 16, 17 in the foster home. But it wasn't until I met King and Fat Fish and all of them, and I was in the Red Room Productions and met people like Big Till and Leak and all those individuals. It wasn't until I met them at like 17, 18 till I really started understanding what really putting bars together, really bringing the whole business together, really that I got a network of people, how to bring them into a loop, how to transition from being in the streets to being, it was them who taught me that type of shit. The guy who's sitting right on your show right now, you feel me? I had an older brother. My brother was like, yo, knock niggas out, get money. You feel me? So at the end of the day, but my brother doing 24 years in prison. You feel me? And my other cousin doing 80 years in prison. And the same cousins that I told you I like that was doing hip hop and all that other shit, they either, you know, kind of on drugs or have no true existence out here other than finding self-awareness. So at the end of the day, if I'm going to tell my son, all right, I know you're going to be out there, I got to just tell this nigga what to look for. That's my goal, is to tell you what to look for. You choosing the red or the blue pill on your own. That's not my decision. That's your decision.
You can't make the choices for him.
If I put the wrong shit in your head today and I pass tomorrow, then I failed you. That's how I look at life. If I put the wrong shit in your head today, embed that shit in your subconscious today, and die tomorrow, I failed you, bro. I gotta give you that real G shit. So when you get out in a real G world, which is super fabricated, that's a whole nother conversation. That this is all just magic out there. And you just really gotta understand that this shit is a trick. It's like some type of gimmick it's not really real. It's not real until you understand who you are, the perspective, perception of you, spirituality. And so those things become something important to you, all that other shit ain't even real. I really just like to teach my kids what to look for in these streets. So yeah, I don't care if LeBron James is, I look up to LeBron. You feel me? Right. I don't see what the issue is going to be with you looking up to LeBron, unless LeBron was some pedophile or some type of shit that we all, you know what I mean? Like something come out, but for face value, I don't understand. I don't see the issue.
Now you trying? I also said hip hop artists, but go ahead.
Hip hop too. Because I see through certain bullshit. Because I came from bullshit. I came from shit, so I know how to tell. Like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember fake chains, my nigga. Like, Everybody that always wear real gold chains, like what we talking about here? That's why I tell my kids, like, bro, we all wore fake chains and fake earrings, big as fuck. Them shits is bigger than these Beats headphones. You feel me? Like when you couldn't tell us shit, we thought we was P. Diddy and Biggie all in the same shit. And he was black, nasty, and ugly as ever, and he was a dancer. So like we didn't know what the fuck we was doing. We was just having fun with life. So what I'm telling you is start to see through the bullshit. That's when you understand the magic that's in this world. It's magic. Like thinking Tony Montana, thinking that Scarface was a real live Hispanic nigga, that was magic, bro.
Yeah.
He ain't even Hispanic. That's magic. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's magic. So teach your kids about the magic of this world and show them how they fit into this universe and how they could be an asset to themselves and be of service to their community. And that shit is what truly matters. Put them in any arena and they will succeed.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about Antonio Brown. I wasn't really using him as, I got a daughter, so I hope she ain't never trying to play football. I don't
my daughter want to play too.
But that was my, that's the analogy that came to my head because, I know in speaking to the King earlier, we was talking about, briefly about the whole Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion situation. And that's more my reality of what I, would see that I would have to face as having a daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Me too.
But in my head, I'm like like King said, and that's kind of like what I do. I try to let her grow, on her own. But at the same time, it's like I have to, well, like all of us, we're all parents. You know what I mean? We have to see, like Steve just said, we got to see through certain things and be able to give it to them. And I think that's kind of why I guess I wanted a daughter, because it was more of a challenge for me. Because I've been that guy. I mean, there's nobody that's sitting on this panel right here, probably except for Joe, who don't know a lot of different things about me. You know what I'm saying? I remember, talking about chains. Like I remember I used to come to the barbershop and Herb used to cut my hair over at the old Phenomenals, and I would get up in the morning, get dressed, throw on three of my chains, got my earrings on. I'm out the door to go to the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Then that extra New York
just to the barbershop.
You know what I'm saying?
Just to the barbershop.
You know what I'm saying? So I know, that era. I know that thought process, and I know the different things that I've done in my life. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, all right, well, for the little girls right now that look up to a Cardi B, you know what I'm saying? If my daughter was old enough, like I have a 10-year-old niece, you know what I'm saying, who listens to Cardi B lyrics. It's always in my head, you know what I'm saying, to explain those lyrics to her. Yeah. And the things that she shouldn't be understanding, I go back to something like Herb said he did with his son. And it's like, all right, don't say that. Right. And it's why shouldn't I say that? You shouldn't say that because you don't understand that. And I don't want you out here at 10, 11, 12, 13 spitting these lyrics because you think these lyrics is hot, but not understanding really what they mean. Now, if you want to take something positive from a Cardi B or Meg Thee Stallion, I mean, Meg Thee Stallion is in school. You know what I'm saying? Right. She's trying to get her degree. You know what I'm saying?
And Cardi is married, by the way.
Absolutely. Cardi's married. Cardi got a kid. And Cardi came from a hard life.
She came from a hard life,
yeah, to become who she is. Now, do I agree with everything she talked about? As a grown man, I've seen it. I've lived it. I've been around it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't knock her for doing it. But at the end of the day, like Steve said, like we've all been in this music industry, me, him, and King for a long time. We done seen a lot of different things. So we know when we see it, it's let me grab on to you right now, let you know exactly what this is. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, half these so-called rappers and that these kids look up to, yeah, you see them in the video when they, they got these cars, they got these chains. But I know from behind the scenes, most of this stuff is rented for this video.
Exactly.
So as a guy that's been at video shoots, like I know this isn't his.
That is paid for video shoots.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not get it twisted.
You know what I'm saying?
And bro, let's talk about this. It's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
No. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the problem. What I was telling you about yesterday, King. L squared, how my brother, we got this thing we call it L squared or whatever, because we want to live a square life now. We done live that other life, he getting released soon, you know what I'm saying? We want to live a square life. We want to be squares because squares is cool, bro. Right. The stock traders, the brokers on the stock market doing hundreds of millions of dollars and all that, those was the squares when we was young. Nobody wanted to nobody was watching them. They was over there, it was in the books, typing, doing their little thing, and we thought everything was a joke. And everybody we looked up to doing 90,000 years in prison collectively, you know what I'm saying? And these guys is just like LOL moment, you know what I'm saying? We're creating another brand. So at the end of the day, You know what I'm saying? Like we that whole perspective on how a person acquired something for a video is super comical to me, bro. You telling as many times I done went to LA, you telling me if I'd had an opportunity to ride around in a goddamn Lambo with lights, glitter, and glamour around me, I wasn't going to do it just because if I come home, somebody gonna say this is not your Lambo. What are you talking about? Wow. Denzel didn't own that drop top that was in, you know what I'm saying, or that car that was in XYZ, or these is props, bro. This is all TV. Even this right here is all TV. You feel me? Like, we create the life that we want to live, man. We create it, and until people understand that, we all gonna be so bad off on this planet. So we understand that we create the life we want to live, dog. We create it. So go out there and wear your fake chains if you want to wear fake chains. It don't matter. It only matter if you allow it to matter. When somebody else's words matter to you, that's your fault. It does not matter. What point do they make? Oh, your chain is fake. Okay, let's stop and pause and think about it for about 20 minutes. Once we all come together on an agreement why that really matters, then we can change the topic. It never does. It never did. That's why we did it so effortlessly young. How many times you went out and wore somebody else's clothes when you was 10, 12 years old? How many cousins done gave you hand-me-downs of the flyest jeans or the flyest starter jacket or the dopest hat? You didn't wear it and say, oh, my cousin gave me this. You just you finessed the hell out of it. You feel me? Like, it didn't matter that it didn't come from your allowance money. You was broke. How come people didn't put that logically together, nigga? We all live in the same project.
Man, listen. Remember, they was making fake Lacoste shirts, man. Come on, man.
I don't even know what the fuck.
Man, they go to
Lacoste
Chinatown to get the
alligator.
It's the transports.
It's the alligator joint, yo.
I told my bro.
Lacrosse. I don't know what the fuck they is.
I told my bro, I said, I'm in Atlanta now. I said, I'm in the knockoff capital of the world. I said, let me know what Louis V, all that Louis V and that Dior that you need. They like, son, he gonna tell me, son, I know you ain't out there wearing that fake whatever. I'm like, bro, I wear what the fuck
I want to wear.
In this part of the closet, I spent these $300 beats, or I might have on a $15. I don't give a shit, bro. That's you. I walked into a nigga in a party one night. It was one of my dudes. He was like, yo, he said, what I had on? I had a Fendi shirt on. It something like a Fendi shirt, or it was like a knockoff Fendi. He like, yo, he said, that Fendi is fire. I said, you know this shit ain't real. In front of everybody. I said, nigga, you know this. I'm not spending $400 on a fucking shirt, bro. I got 5 kids. I literally got 5 kids, bro. It's not about if I'm a cheap nigga. I have 5 kids, bro, and priorities, and I have standards and morals and all that other shit, my nigga. Right. If I got on a $400 fucking Fendi, my nigga, all my kids better be laced in $400.
They have a $400. Yeah, absolutely.
There's no way possible my kids is wearing some type of, just a regular Uptowns on or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's a regular plain Jane shit. And I'm walking around in $400 fucking shirts. Please stop it. Please stop it. I don't care.
Hey, there's a lot of people out there.
I done bagged enough females in my life to know that shit never mattered. And all they shit fake too. So I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I love when I got on my Gucci's that I spent $200 or $300 on. Because at the end of the day, like, when I was young, I couldn't afford that shit. But as far as, like, just making it a priority to spend, like, nah, fuck that. Get out of here.
I'm going to draw a comparison. I'm going to draw a comparison real quick when we talking about this Cardi B thing. Does everybody know who Chris Gardner is? Does that name sound familiar?
No.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Okay, Chris Gardner is the dude that the movie The Pursuit of Happiness was based on.
Right.
Okay. So that was the brother that, I mean, has everybody seen that movie that you know?
Man, this shit better make some sense, because you talking about WAP and the motherfucker Pursuit of Happiness. Actually, you know what? That is happiness. WAP is definitely. you know what? Round of applause for the.
I'm out the loop. I'm out the loop.
Man,
what the fuck is WAP? I'm out the loop.
Huh?
That's WAP.
That Cardi
brother, you are not out the loop. You got 5 kids. You are not out the goddamn loop.
Well, what's WAP?
You're not.
By definition, what's WAP?
It's wet.
What? Oh, like pussy.
Yeah,
that's
wet.
Yeah, wet ass pussy.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I'm lost.
Okay.
I'm out the loop. Like, I'll be on social media. I'll be networking, bro. I'll be lost.
True.
Like, what the fuck?
True.
Yo,
but go ahead. What's your Pursuit of Happiness, John?
Think about this. Like, if we all seen the things that man in that movie went through, a lot of it was very accurate according to what the dude was saying. And then you take a look at what Cardi B did, right? She came from the bottom, used whatever it was that she had that she could do to move forward and keep moving forward step by step till she got to the place where she was at, right? That idea of being yourself and using the tools that you have to get somewhere is the same exact thing that Chris Gardner did. That is exactly the same thing, right? So it's not like she doesn't have to be a role model to go have your daughter be on a stripper pole, but she could be a role model to be herself and utilize the tools that she has and the knowledge that she has to get somewhere that she needs to be in order to be successful. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point.
I agree totally. And
did Cardi B say she want to be a role model? I don't understand. Is that
no? We were just talking about the fact
that. Listen, there's a lot of Charles didn't want to be a role model. Charles Barkley didn't want to be a role model. But guess what? He ended up being somebody role model. You don't choose to be. You can't tell a motherfucker you don't want to model a role for them.
No, you doing it. That's true.
You doing it, whatever the fuck you do. Yeah, that's like my dad
so much though. That's why I love her so much, because she just be herself.
My dad was smoking a cigarette, telling me not to smoke a cigarette.
Right.
Right.
Like he's smoking a cigarette and telling me not to. Now what I know how to do, like what is it that I'm most likely to do? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not talking about that. I think a lot of the guys like Cross, King, as well as you, Steezo, broke it down to where, you know, when they get off the porch, you know what I mean? I walk my son through. This is his chain for when, you know, I wear it around my neck. I don't even wear chains, but I wear it because he doesn't wear it anymore, and it reminds me of me walking him through life and actually being his coach in basketball and stuff like that, just teaching him life lessons and then teaching him the significance of certain things, like, you know, why we doing like this and utilizing things that he likes. You know what I mean? To bring these lessons across, like basketball and listening to music and stuff like that. Yeah. So when he goes outside, he understands that, yo, getting high may feel good now, but my dad told me in the long run, it ain't cool. You want to do? What's up, little man? So what do I?
He can't hear you. Say hi.
Hey, what's up?
You gonna say hi?
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so us preparing them to make those decisions according to what they like, I think is the way to go. You know, everybody models a role that I aspire to be in, and models a particular behavior that I aspire to you know, to mimic. You know what I mean? At times. So I don't have just one role model. I got a trillion role models, and I get new ones every day.
Exactly.
Yeah, facts. That's true.
I look for them.
Yeah, right, I look for them.
I do have
so check this. Here's the $1 million question. Are you a role model? So Mahatma Gandhi stated in one of his writings, he said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." You know what I mean? And he said it from a role model standpoint, like, to tell you the truth, I don't want another fucking job. I'm tired of working, but yo, it ain't a time in the day where we not modeling the role for somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when we on this podcast and we, you know, we go ahead of visual, we go ahead of audio up, and somebody is gonna pick this shit up and run with something that somebody said here, whether we like it or not. Yeah. We got people from all literally, and I'm not even joking. And Steezo, you in ATL right now. We got people literally all over the country that listen to this, right? So guess what? Your words may inspire somebody, and you will never get the opportunity to see it or hear about it. So I hate it, man. You know, I gotta watch my fucking tone. I gotta watch my walk. I gotta watch my talk. I gotta watch everything I do, because I'm inspiring somebody out there. And I think that's what Charles Barkley was saying. I'm not a role model, because he was like, look, man, I'm a basketball player. I don't want another fucking job. You know, I'm a man, and I'm going to inspire somebody.
Facts.
Whether it's my children, somebody else's children, and so on and so forth. So if I want to see something in the world, I have to show that change. And it's tough for me at times. It's hard for me at times. And here's the segue, here's the follow-up question right now. What is it that you would change about yourself in order to perfect that role model? You know what I mean?
I think I would try to be a little bit more consistent with people and certain things. Like, I'm an Aries, I'm a free spirit. So like, when I like something, I want to do something, I hop in, I try it. And then somebody might have been following me. And then if I don't fuck with the thing no more, that kind of left them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you jumped in because of me. You didn't jump in because you was passionate. You jumped in because of my influence. And now you stuck with a thing that you wasn't really passionate about. So if I was more consistent with certain things that I hop in, maybe the people that's following me wouldn't be stuck where they are. They have a better, learning curve, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But that's just from a role model perspective. But Gary Vaynerchuk, I don't know if you know who that is. Gary V, y'all look him up. I'm more like how he is as a person. I don't give a flying fuck, bro. Like, I am me, and that's what makes me a role model. I am teaching people to be true to who the fuck you are, dog. Like, my definition of a role model ain't your definition of a role model or your definition of a role model. And I just hope you perfect whatever that definition is, and so on and so forth. My definition of a role model is finally being true to who the fuck I am. I cuss a lot. I used to smoke hella weed. I don't smoke anymore. I could use it, Jay, but I can't find one in Atlanta right now. And my daughter just moved in. I don't want no weed smoke around her. So it's just like, be true to who the fuck you are, man. We too busy trying to find this perfect will and hop in and fit in with the perfect will. And that's why we keep losing ourselves. And then the people around us don't see the same consistency. I'm telling you, I wish I had. And I wish I exemplified more often. Remain consistent with who you are. And that's where I could say my flaw is.
True.
Yeah. My thing is just, I said open-minded. I need to be more open-minded. So if I could change that, which I am, like, so far, I've been like open my mind to new things, like even this, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't even think this was possible if it wasn't for y'all two brothers there, you know what I mean? And it's like, me getting out of my own way, because sometimes I tend to be in my own way. You look for other stuff that will drive you away from what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? And and now it's like for instance, you can sit up there and tell your kids one thing, just like we just were saying about the smoking thing or whatever. But then in the other sense, they gonna do the same because you told them not to do it. Well, the thing is, like, you're putting it out there so that when they do get there, they can, know that they can, even if they fail. You know what I mean? So it's like having an open mind, and like you said the last podcast, like, you're gonna take an L. So if you're gonna take an L, you know what I mean? Yeah, but see, it's like, you're not thinking you're gonna take an L because you think you're looking at the other side. Look, man, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be successful at it, and this and that. But in the same breath, you gotta take an L, which not nobody will really want to be a failure at what they really trying to accomplish. You know what I mean? Like, we're not like we're all fathers. It ain't no handbook to this. You know what I mean? So to have other role models, like you said, some people like, nah, I want nobody like looking after my kid. You know what I mean? Look at my kid looking up to other people but me. No, it's just like you said. No, look up to
it. Ain't no reality. That's not reality, bro.
Yeah. Man, the only thing I'm doing different is continuing to stay imperfectly perfect. Man, I'm not, kind of like some what Stezo said, man. I'm me, you know what I'm saying? And then in certain avenues, I don't want to give any type of falsehoods, to anything. So, it goes back to, like I said earlier with my daughter, like I show her the things that I know are wrong. I know the parts of me that I see in her that I'll be like, all right, we're going to have to work on this a little bit harder. But, everybody, trying to be something else, especially with social media out, man. Everybody want to be lit. Everybody want this. They want to do that. And I seen people on social media that I know. And I'm like, dog, I know you just spent your rent money trying to be lit. Like, just be who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't, you
maybe
having more
that's who they are, bro. Maybe that's who they are.
Come
on, man.
Listen.
It's actually truth to what y'all. If you left it right there and you left it right there, it's truth to both of them though.
Yeah,
like, the way y'all both said it.
Yeah.
It's truth to both of y'all. If you find that median on what I'm saying right now, what you think I'm implying, it's actually truth to what you saying, and it's the truth to what you saying.
Yeah,
I get you.
It's people to be like that, like all of a sudden they get $1 and they feel like they got 200. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we look at it like, come on, man, hold on to that buck. That's not their truth.
No,
you know
that's not shit. That's not their truth. They doing how they doing, and then we want them to think like we want them to think.
Hopefully your ass catch on that you shouldn't be doing that shit.
Listen,
but
if the bull corny, the bull corny. No, it's a real shit.
Look, if your homie like to wear fake Fendi, let me wear my fake Fendi.
If the bull wouldn't do what he want to do,
man. If the person's doing that in real life, like every day, I'm cool with it. Like, cause you're being your imperfect self. But when you do certain things, man, just to take a flick, know what I mean, just like I said, man, like I've been around this block. We all been around this block, man. Ultimately, to answer your question, brother, all I'm saying is I'm gonna continue to be imperfectly perfect. I know that perfect state is a high bar, and I can do everything I can to achieve it, but I'm gonna do everything that I can to achieve it without losing myself in it. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
And then that's just what I'm going to continue to be, what I'm going to continue to work on. Because anything else other than that, I'm gonna be something other than who I really am.
Facts.
King. You got some words on that?
Oh, definitely. It's something that I continue to work with. Hubris.
There we go again with this shit. This dude.
I don't even know what he's talking about. So
I gotta get my phone out again.
There we go.
So I look crazy in these
Yo, I don't know if y'all seen this shit or y'all heard this shit. Y'all caught up to this shit. I asked him to break down 4 fucking things. Just the whole goddamn thing. I'm tired of this shit, man. Fuck this.
He talking about me dancing and he ready to take the shit off. Right? You know what I mean? Hey, come on, man. Yo, you right.
I'm getting tired of this shit, man.
Okay.
I'm getting tired of working with this dude all the time, and I got to ask him definitions to shit. But go ahead,
man. That's why you gotta keep niggas like that around, bro. You feel me? Like
excessive pride, self-confidence, or arrogance.
Okay.
I think that one of the worst things that happened to me because I didn't really have that father figure growing up was that I was intelligent and learned how to be good at things very quickly. And that made me overconfident, over arrogant in certain things. I leaned on my intelligence when I got into things. And I like, that damn Hamilton song, why do I assume I'm the smartest dude in the room? It's because I usually was, but I mean, and Steve will tell you, man, like I ain't never lost a battle, man. Like when it came to the hip hop thing, it was like, he couldn't touch me, man. It was over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, I think, I took it forward, and it took the situation with my marriage and my divorce to make me realize that even though that stuff was not something that I deserved, there was a key part of it that kept me from fixing it the way that I should have been able to fix it, and doing things differently, not having that level of arrogance, not having that pride or that self-confidence when I go into the room thinking like, I already know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. And I already got all of that. So I don't even need to listen to you. That is the part that I needed to break, because that hubris prevented me from listening, and then also prevented me from learning and moving forward. So once I broke that down, and I'm still continuing to break it down because I'm still who I am. I'm still a Leo. I'm still cocky at times, I'm still got a little slide of arrogance to me. My name is King. What are you gonna say? But that's part of the thing that I continue to try to improve with myself, because I want to make sure that I learn as much as I can so that I can give my son as much as I can, because my job of putting that boy to a man out in the world, I feel is my most important job. And I need to do that with as much knowledge and as many tools as I can give them. And I can't do that with a level of hubris. I can't keep learning and then keep educating them.
Me per se, man, I have to continue to perfect, reintroducing myself to myself. Every day I'm evolving as a human being, you know what I'm saying? And when you don't, that's like the motherfucker old head. That's like the old head come on the court with them tight ass shorts, thinking he gonna do something, he fuck his hip up. You know what I mean? He didn't relearn who he was. Like he dropped 50 and 100 points in the game or whatever when he was 17, 18 years old. You know what I mean? You gonna fuck around and drop a hip at 70, dog, at 60. You know what I'm saying? So I want to perfect reintroducing myself to myself on a daily basis. I'm a grandfather now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, congratulations.
Congrats on that, bro.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm a grandfather now, so it's important for me to know who I am, you know what I mean, to go out here and role model. You know what I mean? And being myself is extremely important to me, Steezo. I'm talking to Steezo because Steezo, that's important to him too, is to be himself. You know what I mean? And like I said, when King said I look for new role models, I found one, man. Steezo, you definitely inspired me in a way where I feel you, and I do aspire to, you know what I mean, to touch that level of arrogance to say, yo, man, I love the shit out of me, and I'm gonna just continue to be me. So I want to perfect that. I want to be more consistent, like Joe said. I want to be more consistent with who I am. I want to be more consistent with life. I want to mimic the person that I want to see in the people that look up to me. You know what I mean? And that was a rhyme that'll tear your fucking head off right there, King. So I ain't trying to hear all that. You ain't never lost no battle. You know what I mean? So we'll talk about that shit later. We'll talk about that shit later. We'll talk about that shit later.
Some change, huh?
Yeah. That shit right there, that right there. I ain't even got to talk. Just throw that shit on right there. You lost. But anyway, yeah, I'm tired of this guy, man. But anyway, you know what I mean?
Get him out of here.
Yeah. He said all these elaborate words and shit.
Hey, King need a heckler. He need a heckler.
Yeah. So no, but to keep it 100, man, I wanna continue to reintroduce myself to myself and actually reintroduce myself to the world. And this is one of the things that inspired, us to build this platform and put it out there like this. I mean, to have these authentic conversations, to have, to express our true selves, to mimic, and for me, as a super follower of Mahatma Gandhi, who is one of my role models, exhibit the change I wish to see in the world. Like, these are the things that inspire me to continue to do this. You know what I mean? And I appreciate every last one of you guys, man, for coming on. I definitely appreciate, my partner King. Definitely appreciate, the co-host Joe, who ain't said shit but danced around the whole fucking question. You know what I mean? We'll discuss that later on. I appreciate you, brother. Closing comments. What's new? What's coming up? Like what's going on? Anybody want to tell us where to find you? All that good stuff.
Before I do anything, man, again, everybody on this panel and now Joe family, you know what I'm saying? I like to thank you guys for knowing me as long as you have. When I've lost my way, you know what I'm saying? Herb, back in 2013, man, you helped me find my way. You know what I'm saying? As far as relationships, this is the longest relationship I've been in. Close to getting married, and I gotta give that thanks to King down here. Like I always tell him, man, I saw how he was as a husband. So when you talk about role models, my man been a role model for me for years. You know what I'm saying? And I think at this point in my life, myself and my wife to be would definitely appreciate you for that. And then Steezo, we done had some crazy times down there in Delaware, at shows and things like that, man. So I thank you guys for, playing the roles that y'all played in my life. So again, when we talk about roles, we talking about people being who they are, at periods of time in somebody's life and shaping the individual. Right. So like I said, I know I've been shaped by each and every one of you guys. As far as upcoming things, there's some things coming. I didn't even want to talk about it. King know what I'm talking about, man. Keeping some things on the low, but I'm gonna do something that prompted me from somebody in the music industry. Like I said, most of us been on this music thing for a long time. So I want to shout out, my big homie, Big Mano. You know what I'm saying, on something. So I'm gonna do something that he said I should do, and you know what I mean. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and that's gonna be coming in the next month or so. Other than that, man, you know what I mean. All that following me and all that other stuff, man. Follow Steezo, man. He the one who keep giving me this damn advice about these stock tips, man. He only making me richer this real estate stuff that we doing. So, I'm gonna give that assist to him, and we gonna move from there, man. But thank you guys for having me, man. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Listen, you said some real significant things this evening, Mr. Herb. You know what I'm saying? You were talking about what you were going to do future tense, and I love that and I respect that, because that's the type of people I want to be around. You know what I'm saying? I say everybody should have a daily epiphany, you know what I'm saying, and fulfill whatever that dream is, you know what I mean? And I got my company that I show y'all, like my brand is new. It's called New Life, and it's spelled N-U-L-Y-F-E. And when you break down that acronym, it stands for Never Underestimate Loving Yourself First Every Day. We introducing our body butters to our line. So make sure y'all look out for that. It's all medicinal. King know a lot about that medicinal shit, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's great for you and healing, rejuvenating, all that good stuff. My top product is our sea moss. So I don't know if y'all know about sea moss, but they clearly trying to kill us right now. So make sure y'all go out there and go get that sea moss. Check me out at New Life Essence on Instagram, Facebook. But check out my store, which I really don't like to plug my store often because I'm a person-to-person individual. But I will in this moment because I respect your platform. But it's newlifeessence.company.site. Now, the reason I don't plug my site as much is because I offer free shipping and a tax break if I get to introduce and speak to you.
Sure.
So if there's a person-to-person interaction, you can avoid the shipping and the taxes fees that's on my product. But if you go online, it's automatic. I don't have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to be like, all right, I'll waive it. I told you what it is. Come to me, holler at me, build a relationship, because this is more important for me to know that your health journey is successful than it is for me to make $1. You feel me? So that's what that's about. Other than that, man, look out for my daughter's line, JL Marie Cosmetics. She coming out with her lip gloss line, and my wife's fashion boutique, Faith Walks Fashion. And y'all see me with the shirt on. That's my clothing line, West B Clothing. It stands for We Stay Busy Clothing. And I come out with a bunch of slogans here and there. I've been running with this one for about 3 years, but I just introduced a shirt recently called Power is Freedom. It has a lot to do with what we're talking about, because freedom is power. If you don't believe that, then take a step back and read a few more books, because it really is. That's what we all fighting for. That's why white supremacy is what it is, because they know when you free, there's some things that are going to happen that are a little bit different than what they would like to happen and what's been going on over the past 400 or 500 years in this country specifically. So believe in that. I'm not even going to plug if you want the shirt or not, because just follow me on all social media. If you want the tee, we got them on deck and I'll get it to you. But I'm not plugging my clothing line in that way. Just remember, power is most definitely freedom, and make sure you introduce that terminology to our community, because that's what we need more than anything else.
Sure. I'd like to thank y'all. I'd like to thank all you brothers for having me today. All y'all to me is role models, man. I mean, we all fathers. We all come from different backgrounds, but we all from the same place and everything. At the end of the day, just a role model is definitely a big thing. It's been there, and we just now, even though some of us right now just basically figuring out what it is. So you know what I mean. So y'all definitely clarified it for me on what it is, and it's basically, helping me. It's going to help me, even after this podcast. you know what I mean, to put things in proper perspective for myself as well, moving forward as a father, as a husband, you know, and as a future businessman, you know. So I thank y'all.
A lot of us say, you know what I mean, we put our kids before ourselves, you know what I mean, and a lot of people stand by that. Like, yo, I put my family for me and all of the above. There's a phrase that I use on a regular basis, and I say the most unselfish thing you could do is be selfish. Without taking care of you, it's impossible for you to take care of anybody else. We gotta work on us. We gotta work on us.
Thanks.
It's about you. You know what I mean? Mahatma Gandhi's statement, be the change you wish to see in the world. He's not even talking about the world yet. He's telling you to be that first. Before you say, yo, this little motherfucker doing X, Y, Z, make sure your drawers on correctly, bro. Make sure your shit is on right. You know what I'm saying? Make sure make sure you smell it right. Make sure you wash your ass. You know what I mean? Make sure you brush your teeth before you say anything about that little motherfucker across the street. Because guess what? The second you step out of that building, you could possibly be his role model. And if you don't check yourself, you're going to fuck around and be responsible for his mishaps. So the most important thing we can do is take care of us. The most unselfish thing we can do is be selfish. Right. And I greatly appreciate this platform. This platform wouldn't exist if we didn't have friends and family like yourselves. Brother King, you know, you already know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna keep, reiterating this thing, but he definitely a huge part of this thing. So with that being said, man, I want to tell you, man, thank you for I done got shit 4 new role models. You know what I mean? Y'all all model a role that I aspire to be in, and guess what? It increases my chances of perfecting that role because I know you guys. You know what I mean? Because I got access to you guys. So I love y'all, and peace.